What would you hide inside a sound no one was meant to hear? Imagine you're editing a video, maybe a cooking tutorial, maybe a vlog from your vacation, maybe a 10-hour ambient rain loop you recorded on your balcony. You upload it. Thousands of people watch it. Nobody notices anything unusual. But buried beneath the surface of your audio, nested inside frequencies the human ear barely registers, something is already there. Something that was there before you even pressed record. A woman's voice. Counting. In a language that doesn't exist. Now imagine that same voice, that same 22 seconds of impossible audio, appearing in over 300 videos across 13 years. Videos made by different people, in different countries, on different equipment, about entirely different things. No connection between the creators. No connection between the content. No shared software, no shared hardware, no shared anything, except a phantom voice reciting numbers that, when you finally decode them, draw the floor plan of a building that hasn't existed since 1944. This is not a creepypasta. This is not an ARG. Every piece of what I'm about to tell you has been documented, analyzed, and argued over by people with credentials that should make this easier to dismiss, but instead make it so much harder. This is the story of the 22-second signal. And the deeper you look into it, the less you understand. It begins, like so many of these things do, with someone paying attention to something no one else thought to examine. In March of 2021, a data analyst working under the handle Spectrum Veil posted a thread on a niche audio engineering forum. The post was clinical, almost dry. They explained that they had been developing a tool to detect steganographic content, hidden data encoded within audio files, as part of a personal project related to digital watermarking. They had been running this tool against large batches of publicly available audio scraped from YouTube, testing its sensitivity. And during one of these sweeps, the tool flagged an anomaly. A 22-second segment of audio, buried well below the audible threshold and frequency shifted into a range that most standard playback equipment would never reproduce. It was present in a 2016 video of a man reviewing a lawnmower in suburban Ohio. It was also present in a 2011 time-lapse of the Northern Lights filmed in Iceland. And it was present in a 2019 ASMR video recorded in a bedroom in Manila. Spectrum Veil initially assumed this was a compression artifact, some quirk of YouTube's audio encoding pipeline that stamped a residual signal onto uploads. That would have been the boring, rational explanation. But when they isolated the signal and cleaned it, removed the noise, adjusted the pitch, amplified the gain, they heard something that compression artifacts do not produce. A human voice. Female. Calm, measured, almost clinical in its delivery. Speaking a sequence of numbers. And then silence. Within 48 hours, the thread had exploded. Other audio engineers began running their own scans. The results were staggering. The same 22-second clip was found in videos dating back to 2008, the earliest confirmed instance was a shaky camcorder recording of a child's birthday party in Buenos Aires. It appeared in drone footage, in podcast episodes, in music covers, in security camera compilations. By the end of the first week, the count had reached 112 confirmed instances. By summer, it surpassed 300. And here is where the first truly unsettling detail emerges, one of 5 things that nobody has been able to explain. First, the signal is not consistent with any known digital watermarking technology. YouTube's Content ID system does not operate this way. No advertising platform, no analytics tool, no known software embeds audio in this frequency range using this method. Engineers from 3 separate universities confirmed this independently. Second, the signal appears in videos uploaded from different countries, using different recording devices, different editing software, and different internet service providers. There is no shared technical pipeline. Whatever is embedding this audio is not doing so at the point of upload or compression. It appears to be present in the source recordings themselves. Third, the audio quality of the signal is identical in every instance. Not similar. Identical. Down to the waveform. This is not a degraded copy or a generational duplicate. It is the same pristine 22-second recording, reproduced perfectly, over and over, in recordings made on equipment ranging from professional cinema cameras to 5-year-old smartphones. Fourth, the voice speaks numbers, that much is clear from the cadence and repetition patterns, but the language cannot be identified. Linguists from the University of Edinburgh, MIT, and the Max Planck Institute for Psycholinguistics were consulted. The phonemic inventory matches no known living or dead language. Some researchers noted superficial similarities to reconstructed Proto-Uralic, but the vowel system is wrong. Others suggested it could be a constructed language, but the prosody, the natural rhythm and stress of the speech, indicates a native speaker. Someone raised speaking this language. A language that, according to everything we know, does not and has never existed. Fifth, the numbers. And this is where things go from strange to something else entirely. A group of amateur cryptographers began working on the assumption that the spoken content represented numerical data. Using phonemic analysis and frequency of recurrence, they mapped each distinct vocalization to a digit. The resulting sequence was long, over 150 individual numbers. When arranged into coordinate pairs, they produced a set of geographic points. And when those points were plotted on a map, they didn't mark cities. They didn't mark landmarks. They didn't trace the outline of any known country, coastline, or topographic feature. They traced a shape. An irregular polygon with precise interior divisions. A floor plan. For weeks, no one could identify it. It matched no existing building in any architectural database. Researchers overlaid it against thousands of structures worldwide and found nothing. The shape simply didn't correspond to anything that currently exists on the surface of the Earth. And then, in August of 2021, a doctoral student in architectural history at Jagiellonian University in Krakow posted a single image that silenced every thread, every discussion, every theory in progress. It was a hand-drawn floor plan, recovered from the wartime archives of the Krakow Municipal Records Office. It depicted a residential building at an address on Józefa Street in the Kazimierz district, the historic Jewish quarter. The building had been destroyed in 1944 during the German occupation. No photographs of it are known to survive. The only record of its layout was this single architectural drawing, stored in a folder that had not been accessed since 1947. The overlay was perfect. Not approximate. Not suggestive. Every wall, every room, every corridor, every angular irregularity matched. The coordinates encoded in the voice of a woman speaking a language that doesn't exist trace the exact floor plan of a building that was burned to the ground nearly 80 years ago. I need you to sit with that for a moment. Because the implications are not simple, and they are not comfortable. How does a signal end up in recordings made decades apart, on different continents, by people who have never met? How does it survive in pristine condition across every conceivable format and device? How does it encode a floor plan that existed only in a single archived document that virtually no one alive has ever seen? The theories, predictably, fractured into camps. Some argued for an extraordinarily elaborate hoax, that Spectrum Veil or someone in their orbit had fabricated the entire thing, planting the signal retroactively in videos they had access to. But this theory collapses under scrutiny. Many of the flagged videos were uploaded by creators who confirmed their original source files also contained the signal. Files that had never been shared, never uploaded anywhere else, stored on local drives that had no internet connection at the time of recording. You cannot retroactively alter a file on a hard drive in someone's closet in the Philippines. Others proposed that the signal was a form of psychoacoustic artifact, that the analysis tools were finding patterns in noise, and that the voice was a case of collective audio pareidolia. But this, too, fails. The waveform is too consistent. The phonemic structure is too complex. Independent AI-based speech analysis confirmed with high confidence that the signal represents structured human language. This is not noise shaped like a voice. It is a voice. A smaller, quieter group of researchers proposed something that is harder to dismiss and harder to accept. They suggested that the signal is not embedded in the recordings at all, that it exists in the recording medium itself. In the physics of audio capture. That somehow, at some level we don't yet understand, this 22-second message is a property of recorded sound. Like a watermark on reality. Present wherever a microphone converts air pressure into electrical signal. Always there. Always waiting. This idea, naturally, was met with derision. But no one offered a better one. And then there is the matter of the building itself. The structure on Josepha Street. Records indicate it was a residential tenement, home to several Jewish families before the establishment of the Krakow ghetto in 1941. Its occupants were relocated to the ghetto and, later, to Plasso concentration camp. The building was reportedly used as temporary storage by occupying forces before being destroyed, officially by fire, though the cause was never investigated. Every person known to have lived there perished during the Holocaust. Their names survive in fragments, partial registries, a handful of letters, a single entry in a Red Cross ledger. What happened inside that building, in its final months, was never documented. No one who knew survived to tell. And now, 80 years later, a woman's voice, speaking a language that predates or exists outside of any known linguistic lineage, is quietly, persistently, impossibly drawing its floor plan across the digital infrastructure of the modern world. Over and over. In videos about lawn mowers and birthday parties and rain. There is one final detail that I have waited until now to mention, because it is the one that I cannot stop thinking about. In September of 2021, a spectrographic analysis of the signal revealed a secondary layer, an even deeper encoding beneath the voice. When extracted and converted to an image using standard SSTV protocols, the same method used to transmit pictures via radio, it produced a single frame. Low resolution. Grainy. Black and white. It appears to be a photograph of a group of people standing in front of a building. The image is too degraded to make out faces. But the architecture behind them, the doorway, the shape of the windows, it matches. It matches the floor plan. It matches the building. Someone, or something, is trying to make sure this building is not forgotten. That these people are not forgotten. And it is using every recording device on Earth to do it. The signal is still there. If you have the right tools, you can find it in videos uploaded yesterday. You can find it in videos uploaded this morning. It has not stopped. It shows no sign of stopping. And no one, not one person in 2 years of analysis, has come any closer to understanding how it got there, who the woman is, or what language she is speaking. Some mysteries are unsolved because we lack evidence. This one is unsolved because the evidence is everywhere, and it makes no sense. 300 videos. 13 years. 22 seconds. One building. One burning. And a voice in a language the world doesn't recognize, refusing, absolutely refusing, to be silent. What do you think the signal is? A hoax too elaborate to be possible? A glitch in the architecture of digital sound? Or something older and more grief-stricken than any of us are prepared to understand? Leave your theory below. I read every single one.